Welcome to the session Transcendental Functions, Inverse Trigonometric Functions and Logarithmic Functions. If y is equal to f of t is a quantity that varies with time, then the equation dy by dt is equal to k into f of t or y dash is equal to k into y, where k is a constant, says that at any time t, the rate at which the quantity changes is proportional to the amount present. Depending on the function, this might describe the loss of heat from a body immersed in a cooling medium, hot iron plunged into water. The variation of current or charge in an electrical circuit, an RL series circuit, or the decay of radioactive element like carbon-14, the number of disintegrating atoms being proportional to the total number of radioactive atoms present. The equation y dash is equal to ky probably arises more frequently in modeling physical phenomena than any other single differential equation, with the possible exception of the equation y double dash is equal to ky, which describes simple harmonic motion. We can see that one solution of y dash is equal to ky is the exponential function y is equal to e raised to kt, where e is approximately equal to 2.71828, which is one of a number of functions called transcendental functions. A function y is equal to f of x is a transcendental function of x if it satisfies no equation of the form Pn of x into y raised to n plus etc. plus P1 of x into y plus P0 of x is equal to 0, in which the coefficients P0x, P1x, etc. Pnx are polynomials in x. Functions that do satisfy an equation like Pn of x into y raised to n plus etc. plus P1 of x into y plus P0 of x is equal to 0 are called algebraic. For instance, the function y is equal to 1 divided by square root of x plus 1 is algebraic because it satisfies the equation x plus 1 into y square minus 1 is equal to 0. Here the polynomials are P2 of x is equal to x plus 1, P1 of x is equal to 0 and P0 of x is equal to minus 1. Polynomials and rational functions are algebraic, and all sums, products, quotients, powers and roots of algebraic functions are algebraic. We could have defined the transcendental functions to be the functions that are not algebraic. The name transcendental was coined by Euler in talking about numbers that are not roots of polynomial equations. Such numbers transcend the power of algebraic methods, as he put it. Transcendental functions are important in solving problems in engineering and physics, in addition to being important in mathematics itself. At this stage, it might be well to recall the derivative formulas we have encountered so far. The functions u and v in these formulas are assumed to be differentiable functions of x. Derivatives. First one, d by dx of c is equal to 0 for any constant c. Second one, d by dx of c into u is equal to c into du by dx. Third one, d by dx of u plus v is equal to du by dx plus dv by dx. Fourth one, d by dx of u into v is equal to u into dv by dx plus v into du by dx. Fifth one, d by dx of u by v is equal to v into du by dx minus u into dv by dx all divided by v square. Sixth one, d by dx of u raised to n is equal to n into u raised to n minus 1 into du by dx. Seventh one, d by dx of sin u is equal to cos u into du by dx. Eighth one, d by dx of cos u is equal to minus sin u into du by dx. Ninth one, d by dx of tan u is equal to sec square u into du by dx. 10th one, d by dx of cot u is equal to minus cosec square u du by dx. 11th one, d by dx of sec u is equal to sec u into tan u du by dx. 12th one, d by dx of cosec u is equal to minus cosec u cot u du by dx. Chain rule. If y is a differentiable function of u and u is a differentiable function of x, then y is a differentiable function of x, and dy by dx is equal to dy by du into du by dx. In another form, if f is differentiable at x and g is differentiable at f of x, then the composite function g composite f is differentiable at x, and d by dx of g of f of x is equal to g dash of f of x into f dash of x. The inverse trigonometric functions. The function y is equal to sin x is not 1 to 1. It runs through its full range of values from -1 to 1 twice on every interval of length 2 pi. If we restrict the domain of the sine to the interval from -pi by 2 to +pi by 2, however, we find that the restricted function y is equal to sin x, where -pi by 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to pi by 2 is 1 to 1. It therefore has an inverse which we denote by y is equal to sin inverse of x. This equation is read y equals the arc sine of x or y equals the inverse sine of x. For every value of x in the closed interval -1, 1, y is equal to sine inverse x is the number in the interval -pi by 2, pi by 2 whose sine is x. For instance, sine inverse of 0 is equal to 0 because sine 0 is equal to 0. Sine inverse of square root of 3 by 2 is equal to pi by 3 because sine pi by 3 is equal to square root of 3 by 2. Sine inverse of 1 is equal to pi by 2 because sine pi by 2 is equal to 1. Sine inverse of minus root 2 by 2 is equal to minus pi by 4 because sine minus pi by 4 is equal to minus root 2 by 2. The -1 in y is equal to sine inverse x is not an exponent. It means inverse, not reciprocal. The reciprocal of sin x is sin x all raised to -1, which is equal to 1 by sin x, which is equal to cosec x. Also, sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus of sin inverse of x. For every x in the domain of the arc sine, which is another way to say that the function y is equal to sin inverse of x is odd. Like the sine function, the cosine function y is equal to cos x is not 1 to 1, but its restriction to the closed interval 0, pi, y is equal to cos x, where 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to pi is 1 to 1. The restricted function therefore has an inverse, y is equal to cos inverse of x, which we call the arc cosine of x or the inverse cosine of x. For each value of x in the closed interval -1, 1, y is equal to cos inverse of x is the number in the closed interval 0, pi whose cosine is x. The arc cosine of x satisfies the identity cos inverse of x plus cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi, or cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cos inverse of x. Also, sin inverse of x plus cos inverse of x is equal to pi by 2. Because sin inverse x and cos inverse x are then complementary angles in a right triangle whose hypotenuse is 1 unit long and one of whose legs is x units long. The equation sin inverse of x plus cos inverse of x is equal to pi by 2 holds for the other values of x in the closed interval -1, 1 as well. The inverse of tan x, sec x, cosec x, cot x. The other four basic trigonometric functions y is equal to tan x, y is equal to sec x, y is equal to cosec x and y is equal to cot x also have inverse when suitably restricted. The inverse of y is equal to tan x, where minus pi by 2 less than x less than pi by 2 is denoted by y is equal to tan inverse of x. The domain of the arc tangent is the entire real line. The range is the open interval minus pi by 2, pi by 2. For every value of x, y is equal to tan inverse of x is the angle between minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2 whose tangent x. Algebraically, tan inverse of minus x is equal to minus of tan inverse of x. Like the arc sine, the arc tangent is an odd function of x. The inverse of the restricted functions y is equal to cot x where 0 less than x less than pi, y is equal to sec x where 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to pi, x not equal to pi by 2, y is equal to cosec x where minus pi by 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to pi by 2, x not equal to 0, are chosen this way to satisfy the relationships cot inverse of x is equal to pi by 2 minus tan inverse of x, sec inverse of x is equal to cos inverse of 1 by x, cosec inverse of x is equal to sin inverse of 1 by x. We shall not do well on these relationships here, but they come in handy when we want to find the values of cot inverse of x, sec inverse of x and cosec inverse of x on a calculator that gives only tan inverse of x, cos inverse of x, and sin inverse of x. Some writers choose sec inverse of x to lie between 0 and pi by 2 when x is positive, and between minus pi and minus pi by 2 when x is negative. This has the advantage of simplifying the formula for the derivative of sec inverse of x, but has the disadvantage of failing to satisfy the equation sec inverse of x is equal to cos inverse of 1 by x when x is negative. Example 1. Given that alpha is equal to sin inverse of root 3 by 2, find cosec alpha, cos alpha, tan alpha and cot alpha. Solution. We draw a right-angled triangle with an angle alpha, hypotenuse 2 and opposite side root 3. We then calculate the length of the adjacent side to be square root of 2 square minus root 3 square is equal to 1. The values of the trigonometric functions of alpha are then read from the triangle as ratios of side lengths. Cosec alpha is equal to 2 by root 3, which is equal to 2 into root 3 divided by 3. Cos alpha is equal to 1 by 2. Sec alpha is equal to 2. Tan alpha is equal to root 3 divided by 1, which is equal to root 3. Cot alpha is equal to 1 by root 3, which is equal to root 3 divided by 3. Derivatives of the inverse trigonometric functions and related integrals. Derivative formulas. The derivatives and differentials of the inverse trigonometric functions are given by the following formulas. In each of these formulas, u is assumed to be a differentiable function of x. Derivatives and differentials. First one, d by dx of sin inverse of u is equal to du by dx divided by square root of 1 minus u square, where minus 1 less than u less than 1. D of sin inverse of u is equal to du by square root of 1 minus u square for minus 1 less than u less than 1. Second one, d by dx of cos inverse u is equal to negative of du by dx divided by square root of 1 minus u square, where minus 1 less than u less than 1. D of cos inverse u is equal to negative of du divided by square root of 1 minus u square, where minus 1 less than u less than 1. Third one, d by dx of tan inverse of u is equal to du by dx divided by 1 plus u square, where d of tan inverse of u is equal to du by 1 plus u square. Fourth one, d by dx of cot inverse of u is equal to negative of du by dx divided by 1 plus u square. D of cot inverse of u is equal to minus du divided by 1 plus u square. Fifth one, d by dx of sec inverse of u is equal to du by dx divided by modulus of u into square root of u square minus 1 for mod u greater than 1. D of sec inverse of u is equal to du divided by modulus of u into square root of u square minus 1 for mod u greater than 1. Sixth one, d by dx of cosec inverse of u is equal to minus du by dx divided by modulus of u into square root of u square minus 1 for mod u greater than 1. D of cosec inverse of u is equal to minus du divided by modulus of u into square root of u square minus 1 for mod u greater than 1. Example 1. A. D by dx of sin inverse of x square is equal to 1 divided by square root of 1 minus x square whole square into d by dx of x square, which is equal to 2x divided by square root of 1 minus x raised to 4. B. D by dx of tan inverse of root of x plus 1 which is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus square root of x plus 1 the whole square into d by dx of square root of x plus 1, which is equal to 1 by x plus 2 into 1 by 2 root of x plus 1, which is equal to 1 by 2 into root of x plus 1 into x plus 2. C. d by dx of sec inverse of 3x, which is equal to 1 divided by modulus of 3x into square root of 3x whole square minus 1 into d by dx of 3x, which is equal to 3 divided by modulus of 3x into square root of 9x square minus 1. That is equal to 1 divided by modulus of x into square root of 9x square minus 1. Integration formulas. The derivative formulas 1 to 6 are used directly as given, but even more important are the 3 basic integration formulas obtained from them, listed following. Integrals leading to inverse trigonometric functions. First one, integral of du divided by square root of 1 minus u square is equal to sine inverse of u plus c. Second one, integral of du divided by 1 plus u square is equal to tan inverse of u plus c. Third one, integral of du divided by u into square root of u square minus 1 is equal to integral of d of minus u divided by minus u into square root of u square minus 1, which is equal to sec inverse of mod u plus c. Note that the integral formula 1 is valid only if u square is less than 1, and the formula 3 is valid only if u square is greater than 1. Formula 2 holds for all values of u. Something more should be said about formula 3. In the first place, if we are evaluating a definite integral of the form integral from a to b dx divided by x into square root of x square minus 1, both a and b should be greater than 1 or both should be less than minus 1. For otherwise, we would be attempting to integrate an expression that becomes infinite or imaginary or both within the interval of integration. On the other hand, if we are looking for all curves of the form y is equal to f of x such that f dash of x is equal to 1 divided by x into square root of x square minus 1, then our answer is y is equal to sec inverse of x plus c1 if x is greater than 1 and sec inverse of minus x plus c2 if x is less than minus 1. And the two constants c1 and c2 need not be the same. We can also replace sec inverse of minus x by pi minus sec inverse of x and then let c2 plus pi is equal to c dash and write y is equal to sec inverse of x plus c if x is greater than 1 minus sec inverse of x plus c dash if x is less than minus 1. Example 2. Evaluate integral from 0 to 1 dx divided by 1 plus x square. Solution. Integral from 0 to 1 dx divided by 1 plus x square is equal to tan inverse x between the limits 0 and 1, which is equal to tan inverse 1 minus tan inverse 0, which is equal to pi by 4 minus 0 is equal to pi by 4. Example 5. Find a curve whose slope at the point xy is 1 divided by x into square root of x square minus 1 and that passes through the points minus 2 comma 2 and root of 2 comma 0. Solution. From the above discussion we have y is equal to sec inverse of x plus c if x is greater than 1 and minus sec inverse of x plus c dash if x is less than minus 1. At the point root 2 comma 0 we have x is equal to root 2 and y is equal to 0. So from the above equation we get 0 is equal to sec inverse of root 2 plus c, which implies c is equal to minus sec inverse of root 2, which is equal to minus pi by 4. At the point minus 2 comma minus 2 we have x is equal to minus 2 and y is equal to minus 2. So from the above equation we get minus 2 is equal to minus sec inverse of minus 2 plus c dash, that is c dash is equal to sec inverse of minus 2, which is equal to 2 pi by 3 minus 2. Therefore, the curve is described by the equations y is equal to sec inverse of x minus pi by 4 if x is greater than 1 and minus sec inverse of x plus 2 pi by 3 minus 2 if x is less than minus 1. The natural logarithm and its derivative. In algebra, we usually define the common logarithm or logarithm to the base 10 of a number b to the power to which we raise 10 to get b. 10 raised to log b is equal to b. We assume that there is such a number and we use logarithms to simplify the work of multiplying numbers that have many decimal places. The simplification comes from the equation log ax is equal to log a plus log x. We begin by defining the natural logarithm of a positive number x. This number denoted by ln x is defined as the value of the integral of the function y is equal to 1 by t from t is equal to 1 to t is equal to x. That is, log x is equal to integral from 1 to x 1 by t dt where x greater than 0. It follows from the second fundamental theorem of calculus that d by dx of log x is equal to 1 by x. If u is a differentiable function of x, then the chain rule dy by dx is equal to dy by du into du by dx gives the more general formula d by dx of log u is equal to 1 by u into du by dx. Example 1. Find dy by dx if y is equal to log 3x square plus 4. Solution. Dy by dx is equal to 1 divided by 3x square plus 4 into d by dx of 3x square plus 4, which is equal to 6x divided by 3x square plus 4. The integral 1 by u du is equal to log mod u plus c. The integral formula integral u raised to n du is equal to u raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c, where n not equal to minus 1 failed to cover the case n equal to minus 1. Because there is no power of u whose derivative is 1 by u. We are now in a position to treat this exceptional case. However, because the equation d by dx of log u is equal to 1 by u into du by dx leads at once to the equation integral u raised to minus 1 du is equal to integral 1 by u du, which is equal to integral 1 by u into du by dx into dx, which is equal to log u plus c, provided u is positive. But if u is negative, then minus u is positive and integral du by u is equal to integral d of minus u divided by minus u is equal to log minus u plus c dash. Combining the above two results, we get integral du by u is equal to log u plus c if u greater than 0 and log minus u plus c if u is less than 0. Or if u does not change sign on the given domain, integral du by u is equal to log modulus of u plus c. In applications, it is important to remember that the function u here can be any differentiable function u is equal to f of x. The above equation says that integrals of a certain form lead to logarithms. That is, integral of f dash of x divided by f of x dx is equal to log mod f of x plus c, whenever f of x is a differentiable function that does not change sign on the given domain. Example 2. Evaluate integral 6x divided by 3x square plus 4 dx. Solution. This integral has the form integral f dash of x divided by f of x dx, with f of x is equal to 3x square plus 4 and f dash of x is equal to 6x. The function f does not change sign. It is always positive. Therefore, integral f dash of x divided by f of x dx is equal to log modulus of f of x plus c. Applies and integral 6x divided by 3x square plus 4 dx is equal to log modulus of 3x square plus 4 plus c, which is equal to log modulus of 3x square plus 4 plus c. We can do without the absolute value bars because 3x square plus 4 is positive. Example 3. Evaluate integral cos theta d theta divided by 2 plus sin theta. Solution. In equation integral du by u is equal to log mod u plus c, let u is equal to 2 plus sin theta. Then du is equal to du by d theta into d theta, which is equal to cos theta d theta. So that integral cos theta d theta divided by 2 plus sin theta is equal to integral of d by u, which is equal to log u plus c, which is equal to log modulus of 2 plus sin theta plus c, that is equal to log modulus of 2 plus sin theta plus c. Properties of natural logarithms. Here we establish the following important properties of natural logarithms. First one, log ax is equal to log a plus log x. Second one, log x by a is equal to log x minus log a. Third one, log x raised to n is equal to n log x. These properties hold provided x and a are positive. For the moment, there is also an added restriction that the exponent n be a rational number. Example 2. Find dy by dx if y is equal to log x into square root of x plus 5 divided by x minus 1 whole cube. Solution. Y is equal to log x into root of x plus 5 divided by x minus 1 whole cube, which is equal to log x into root of x plus 5 minus log x minus 1 all raised to 3. That is equal to log x plus log root of x plus 5 minus log x minus 1 all raised to 3. That is equal to log x plus 1 by 2 into log x plus 5 minus 3 into log x minus 1. Let me wind up this session. In this session, we discussed the concept of transcendental function and two transcendental functions, namely inverse trigonometric function and logarithmic function. We also discussed their derivatives and integrals. Now you may try to attempt the questions given here. First one, given that alpha is equal to sine inverse of 1 by 2, find cos alpha, tan alpha, sec alpha and cosec alpha. Second one, evaluate sine of cos inverse of root 2 by 2. Third one, evaluate tan of sine inverse of minus 1 by 2. Fourth one, find dy by dx if a, y is equal to cos inverse of x square, b, y is equal to cosec inverse of root x plus sec inverse of root x. Fifth one, evaluate integral from 0 to 1 by 2 dx divided by square root of 1 minus x square. Sixth one, find dy by dx if y is equal to log x square plus 2x. Seventh one, evaluate integral x dx divided by 1 minus x square. Let me suggest a few books for your reference. First one, Calculus 9th edition by George B. Thomas, Rosal Finney, Pearson's Education, New Delhi 2002. Second one, Theory and Problems of Advanced Calculus, Shom's Outline Series, Shom Publishing Company, New York. Third one, Integral Calculus, Gorakh Prasad, Pothishala Private Limited, Allahabad. Fourth one, Differential and Integral Calculus, N. Piskunov, Mir Publishers, Moscow. Hope that you have enjoyed this session. We will meet again with another topic. Thank you.